10, 9, ignition sequence start. 6.
Hello and welcome to Rocket Fuel, your daily update of everything that's happening in the Rocket Pool community. My name is Wack. Today is August 4th and we've got some really exciting updates here today. Some things that I'm very, very excited about. So let's get started right now. The first thing is here we had Team Berbeer said, did you all know that in the Coinbase wallet app, there's just two choices for ETH staking, CBETH and rETH? So there's a screenshot as well from the Coinbase wallet. So the Coinbase wallet, for those of you who don't know, is the non-custodial wallet that Coinbase set up where you can like send your crypto and transact on Ethereum using that wallet. A lot of people in Coinbase kind of use it as their first step towards venturing into DeFi and away from the centralized exchange. And part of that wallet now is this stake your ETH button that is there. So if you have ETH in your wallet, then you can go in and stake it. So in the wallet they have two options of how you can stake your ETH. The first is Coinbase CBETH. So I guess the idea is that you would swap your ETH into CBETH and then you start staking. So here it says that this is the recommended method and it has an APY of 4.94%. And then below that there's the Rocket Pool rETH, and it says this is the decentralized option, and it goes on to say the rETH tokens represent ETH staked through Rocket Pool, a decentralized staking service. rETH automatically accrues staking rewards with no lockup. So it's the same way that you can just sell it and you'll get more ETH back than the ETH that you put in to begin with. But this is wonderful, right? Like the fact that it's just rETH integrated, nothing else, is really, really exciting. And as you can imagine, the whole community just got really happy about this. Like Valdov said, this pleases me greatly, and other people were just talking about how this is so cool. Like the APR is 5.11%, which is even higher than what Coinbase are offering. And Jasper says, this is new, this must be new. And then Halululo says Coinbase and Rocket Pool with the handshake, but that Lido is bad, and they don't include Lido, which is really cool. And Intelligent Investor says, I love the decentralized tag on rETH, just in case you didn't know already. So that was really exciting. And then Jasper put out this tweet saying, shout out to the Coinbase wallet team for introducing rETH as a decentralized alternative to CBETH with 3,000 node operators on Coinbase and the Rocket Pool ODAO. This is a logical continuation for providing users with the most options, and can't wait to see what Base brings. So then this is the same screenshot from Treegen that Jasper shared here, and this tweet did really well. 30,000 views, 300 likes, 70 retweets, etc. And then Coinbase Wallet came and commented saying that we're happy to support Rocket Pool's commitment to decentralized staking. Builders build. And Jasper says, from the entire Ethereum ecosystem, thank you. Can we organize a Twitter space to talk about this? So there's some nice little eyes on that. And I hope that that's something that works out, because that would be really exciting. So, there were comments like, did Coinbase adopt this on their own, or did Rocket Pool push this in any way? And why isn't Lido or others LSTs here? And Jasper says, as far as he knows, they did this of their own accord. We didn't hear about any of this in the community beforehand. We didn't know that this was happening. And then perhaps they realized that rETH is the only option with the permissionless validator set, and that's a powerful and unique value add which complements CBETH. And then other people had comments as well, but that was really exciting. There's some kind of negative tinted comments. If you want to delve into the tweets, you can go and read those. I'm not going to give those airtime on the show, not because it's negative. I'm always happy to cover negative stuff, but it's just the people who make the comments I feel don't deserve airtime. So if you want, you can go to Jasper's tweets and you can scroll through the comments and find those yourself. Superfizz said, you know what, you don't have to love the design of Rocket Pool. You're welcome to complain about it all you like, but you can't deny the truth. Rocket Pool has empowered more home operators and decentralized the network more than any other protocol. 3,000 nodes and counting. Actually, Fizz, you're not counting because it's 3,100 now. No, I'm kidding. But I love this tweet so much from Fizz, right? Because it just shows that, with elements of negativity that are around and the issues that people have been having, regardless of all that, like Rocket Pool's still growing. Rocket Pool's like at this amazing place, and I really like Jasper's reply here, saying depending on what analysis you look at, Rocket Pool is up to 50% of all solo stakers. It's crazy the amount of decentralization that's added to Ethereum because of Rocket Pool. So this is really wonderful. Like Rocket Pool's doing great stuff, and the price might not reflect that necessarily, but it's really cool. So I'm really happy about that. Okay, let's move on. So one of the things that happened in the aftermath of this is we got this huge deposit coming into the deposit pool from Gnome Labs. For those of you who haven't been following the deposit pool too much, let me see if I can get no, that's okay. Yeah, Gnome Labs have been like depositing a whole lot of ETH into the deposit pool recently, and that's really cool. So good job, Gnome Labs. But it's nice that hopefully we'll be able to see inflows from the Coinbase wallet app into the deposit pool, and we'll get a good idea of how many people are using that and what kind of service it is for them. So that's really exciting. Okay, Lang is here with some deja vu for us. So he says a new vote is up for the changes to the GMC process. You are not having deja vu. So what happened here is he says we had a process error where the RPIP was not final. There was a draft version merged and a pull request for a review version that was intended to become final, but it didn't finish getting there. We pulled the community check if there was overwhelming support for using the vote despite the error, and there definitely was not. As a result, we're redoing the vote now with properly finalized RPIP. And then there's a link to the discussion that we covered on Rocket Fuel yesterday or the day before. And Langer says you can now cast your vote with confidence, knowing that the RPIP is fully finalized, and then check out the vote details. And he says additionally, the PDAO management committees have made process changes to prevent such errors from happening in the future. Thank you for your understanding and continued support. So this is kind of disappointing that this is going to vote again, because we and the GMC really want this to. It was all set to go through like today or tomorrow, right? And we really wanted this just to get done, and like we can start changing the processes for the GMC in line with the vote that passed. But now we're delayed by another 2 weeks because of this, and that's fine. Like there's an element that by making exceptions, you can like get flexible on legitimacy, and that's not a good thing. Like you should hold on to that even when it's inconvenient, and this is one of those situations where sadly it was inconvenient, but it's worth it to hold on to it. So here's the snapshot vote now. So updating the grants management committee RPIP 26, and process note if this looks familiar, you're right. So already we've had 1.6 thousand votes, and 99.12% of those are in favor of this change. And yeah, so it's the same vote as before. It's just now the underlying RPIP is not a draft and it has been updated. And, I expect the vote to go exactly the same way as the previous vote went, which ended 9 hours ago. And it had 92% in favor and 400 votes against. Let me see if I can see. Oh, Object voted against it. And I think it might be that Object changed their vote. Let me see if I can. Oh yeah, here it is. It says looks like this vote will have to be redone. Voting no on this, but planning to vote yes on the redo with the final RPIP text. So Object has 3,367 votes. So a big bulk of the votes against this process was Object, but the actual percentage I think would be a lot higher. So I'm glad that this will go through. Hopefully, it's a shame that it's going to take 2 weeks to get there, but I totally understand. And I was actually one of the people saying that we should delay the vote in order to maintain legitimacy, because that is more important than slight friction in redoing the vote. And we reached quorum so easily, so I don't think it'll be too much of a problem to reach quorum again. Right, next we have this little tease from Nick, who works on the Rocket Pool team, and one of his main jobs is like the user interface stuff that you have on Rocket Pool. That's stake.rocketpool.net, the website, all that kind of stuff. Anything that is front facing, I think Nick works with most of that stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong. And Nick, here we had Spartacus saying, have there been any updates on the website overhaul? And then Nick replied by saying all the code and content for the new website have been completed, just waiting on some approvals, branding and illustrations. So this is a really nice little piece of bread that was dropped here and I think that it was really nice to see this. Really nice to see this, and I think this is going to be really cool. Like when it comes out. So from little bits and pieces that we've heard, like the content, like Nick says here, is done, and it seems like some of the artwork and design work they'll have Sleety working with that, and I'm really excited about that because I love Sleety's work. So I think this website is going to be really nice looking and really updated and refreshed for like the new aesthetics that people tend to like in websites. They're still going to keep the orange, but it's going to be more of an accent, I believe, than the primary color of the website. So I'm really happy about that. I think that's going to be really wonderful. Okay, so a little bit of aftermath of the Treegen, new Treegen yesterday. So here, we got this message from Not You saying Etherscan and Nimbus didn't submit yet, like what was going on, and Nimbus said that version 1.10 broke their node, so they couldn't submit the Treegen for that latest reward cycle. However, with Etherscan, we don't know. So this is nice that we've changed that. Everyone kind of has to submit the trees, and that will everyone has to submit the trees, and even if it is not needed now, because we've reached the thresholds already. So as you can see over here, right, like, so we had Bankless first, and then Address, and then Sasano, crypto manufacturer, so the same list that we saw. However, after that, we had this ETH, Oracle DAO, Rocket, Sasal. Oh, I'm not sure what's going on over here. Submit rewards. I thought they'd already done it. Yeah, that was submitted. Then why was it submitted again? I'm not sure. But anyway, like, some of these people came in later, like FireEyes, Beacon Chain, Consensus, and Blockchain Capital. They came in afterwards, and those transactions were rejected. But the only ones that were missing were Nimbus and Etherscan. So with Nimbus, we know why it wasn't submitted. With Etherscan, we don't know why it wasn't submitted. So the fact is now that this didn't used to happen before. Once the consensus was reached before, that was the end of it. But now we can see like who's up and running and who's not up and running. So once the heartbeat stuff is properly going, then we as a community will know much more about which ODAO members are doing their job properly and which ones are not. So I think that is really good to see. And then after that, with the Treegen stuff, with the results of the ODAO guessing game out, so Hodger says looks like Genux and Trevor N tied for first rewardable position, sponsored by Mini Kiev, with Trevor N giving his reward to Genux. Funnily, Mini Kiev was the actual winner in terms of high score, but since he also sponsored the award, he's giving it to second place. As promised, the winner gets the ultimate respect. I'm not sure how to express that, so I asked AI for an image depicting what I consider to be ultimate respect. So congratulations to Mini Kiev, and you received the ultimate respect as imagined by AI. And then there's an old man with a younger man embracing him, and there's this random hand here that I don't know where that came from, but yeah, like this is a nice depiction of ultimate respect. So then Genix here says, can you send the rewards to Wax raffle address instead? And I need to reply to Genix to get that information for him. It's just I don't remember the raffle address, so oops. But yeah, I'll get that sent soon, and then whenever the Rocket Fuel has a raffle in the future, then that can be one of the prizes. And then Trevor N jokes saying, you can't even give RPL away. Will the devs do something? And Hodger says it must be a bear market. RPL is not worth enough to be accepted. So there's some nice jokes there as well. Okay, Patera shared this link yesterday saying that Teku have a new version available, which is version 23.8.0, and this is a recommended update following few memory allocation optimizations. There's some key changes here, so state caching improvements and upgrading the minimum Java version to Java 17, and then there's more information if you want to read it. I guess that's at their GitHub. So if you have Teku, you can update your client now, or you can also wait for 1.10.1, and I'm sure that will include the latest version of Teku. And like it says a recommended update, so if everything is working fine for you, then you're all good. So yeah. Okay, next we have finally we have some news that I am incredibly excited about. So for those of you who know, and like I've watched Rocket Fuel for a while, there were a couple of months there when it seemed like every episode I was talking about this idea of folding. Now, what is folding, you might ask? Folding is this idea that you use your rETH as collateral to borrow ETH, and then you use that ETH to then buy more rETH, and then you use that rETH again to borrow ETH, and you do this over and over again, maybe like 5, 6, 7, 8 times, and you multiply the rewards. Now, how does it work? There's a there's tools like Aave's E-mode collateral was turned on for rETH. This more means that, Aave sees rETH and ETH as a highly correlated pair, so it lets you take out much higher leverage on your lets you take out loan of ETH as much higher collateral rate than just regular borrowing. And that means that you can do this process multiple times, and each time you do it, what happens is you pay the interest in ETH, and then the rewards that you get in rETH, you pocket those for yourself. Now, why is this important? Why is this interesting? Is because the bigger the difference between the ETH loan rate that you pay to Aave or other services and the rETH reward rate that you get, each time you fold that, those rewards get multiplied. So here, Morpho now have implemented folding. This is Morpho is the most profitable place to implement leverage staking strategies according to DeFi Saver. Max APY for CBETH and rETH is 20.9% and 20.3%. The recipe creator enables users to open and close positions in a single click. So let's have a look what they have here on the image. So Morpho let you automate it all, this one click thing through DeFi Saver. And it says the position is rETH ETH, protocol Morpho, max leverage 10x. So then you can create that position using it, and you can also do it through Aave here as well. So I guess the Aave protocol is currently paying on their rETH, they're paying 17.2%, as you can see, and just below the Morpho thing. That's highlighted in the image. So there's the reason why this is working now is because more of the validators for Rocket Pool are coming online, so the effectiveness is going up, and as the effectiveness goes up, then the rewards rate gets better because we don't have idle ETH sitting in the protocol. Also, we got that huge block that came in this week, the 250 ETH block into the smoothing pool and into Rocket Pool, and that really boosted the rewards rate. And with that, then the ETH borrow rate on Aave and these other services remained lower, around 3.5 to 4%. So the difference now has really rocketed. So if you want to fold, this is a nice time to fold. However, I don't know if you should stay in a folded position for a long time, because I think the rewards rate will fluctuate. So definitely keep an eye on that, because if the rewards rate goes below the ETH borrowing rate on Aave, then you'll end up losing a lot of your rewards if you don't manage that position. And I think I see rETH is launching any day now, and they will automate that position for you by taking a small percentage off the top. So this is really, really exciting, and I'm super happy that this is a profitable strategy now. On any other day, this would have been story number one. I would have been talking about it for hours. So that's how excited I am about it. But there's still some caution. I'm not just going to tell you to put all your life savings into it, just set it and forget it. It's definitely not that position. You need to keep it in mind. So here, the Black Claws responds by saying, I don't get how you would get 20% APY with rETH in any way. That sounds like a scam, to be honest. And then there's replies saying, where was the reply? Basically, I just explained how it works, but Jasper here says that it costs 2% to borrow ETH and it earns 6%. So you add leverage and you do that a few times, and then that's how you do it, right? So it's all about the folding, and it's risky because you could get liquidated. And how would you get liquidated? So the more times you do it, the higher your collateral ratio becomes. So then a smaller depeg on rETH would cause you to get liquidated, right? So the base leverage might be 90% or 95%, but then each time you fold it, you're increasing that, and that's going higher. So then it might just be a 2% or a 3% depeg for rETH would mean that you get liquidated basically. So there's definitely risks involved. Like I said, like I'm not going to tell you that this is amazing, go do it right now, but for some people this would work really well, and I think that it's really exciting. So yeah, I thought I'd share that with all of you. Okay, and finally, like here we got some information from Jasper as well, saying that looks like you can be decentralized and offer good yields. We've been outperforming STETH on several days this week. So if you look at the rETH APY, like it's a good 0.5% more than STETH on the August 3rd, and then there were other days as well where the rewards were higher, like on the 31st of July where it was 17% because of those lottery blocks that we got. But and even before that on July 30th, we were at 4% and STETH was at 3.5%. So this is like on the longer trend lines, like STETH has better rewards than rETH does, but it's nice to see that we are competing with some of these numbers, and that it's definitely having positive impact on the DeFi landscape. So I'm really happy about that. But anyway, on that note, I'm going to end today's episode. I hope you all have a lovely weekend ahead, and you all have fun, and I'll see you all on Monday. Thank you for listening, watching, and being part of the Rocket Fuel community.